Hello, users, and welcome back to another episode of Above It All, the show in where I bring you breaking scoops. This is actually kind of hilarious, but again, when you factor in the fact that so goddamn many people have died from this fucking pandemic, it's less funny and more holy fucking shit, we're living in a hell world. So the HuffPost here is a little meme video, and I guess I'll play the meme video. It's a minute long, I suppose. And if it doesn't cover what's in the article, I only read the article, so I'll play this meme video. If it doesn't cover what's in the article, I'll read the article.
Testing right now would have very few cases, if any.
Vice President Mike Pence has repeatedly asked governors to downplay the rising number of cases in some states by claiming that an increase in testing is behind the rise in new infections being recorded. Pence's boss has been spinning the same story, but with some strained logic thrown into the mix.
The downside of having good testing is you find a lot of cases that other countries who don't even test don't have. If you don't test, you don't have any cases. If we stop testing right now, we'd have very few cases, if any.
But in fact, 22 states have seen infection rates rise over the past 2 weeks. And in at least 14 states, the number of positive cases is greater than the number of tests administered. The narrative comes as many states are increasingly starting to relax social distancing rules, despite fears that reopening too quickly could lead to a second wave of infections. Alright, so, a decent summary, but I'll read the article as well, only the highlighted text, of course. Vice President Mike Pence urged the nation's governors to share misleading facts about ongoing coronavirus outbreaks in some states during a private call on Monday, according to multiple reports. During the call, Pence, who leads the White House Coronavirus Task Force, downplayed increases in COVID-19 diagnoses in some regions, claiming they were simply intermittent spikes of the virus. He later pushed the administration talking point touted by President Donald Trump that the higher figures were merely due to an increase in testing, not actual higher rates of infection. Data, however, shows that the 7-day average of new cases have increased in at least 6 states since May 31st. I would just like to tell you all, as we talk about these things, to make sure and continue to explain to your citizens the magnitude of increase in testing, Pence said on the call, according to a recording obtained by the New York Times. And that is the most cases where we are seeing some marginal rise in numbers. In number, that's more resolved by extraordinary work you're doing. Sorry if I can barely read Mike Pence. The Associated Press, which also obtained the audio, noted Pence told the state leaders to, with proper gentleness and respect, share the progress we are making. Again, we are living in 1930s Germany. This is the same fucking shit that fucking Hitler's regime would do. They would lie constantly. They would lie on a daily basis. At all times, they would lie. They would have religious nutbags like Mike Pence to push these bizarre talking points that are clearly incorrect. But if you question it, well, you know what happens next. Encourage people with the news that we're safely reopening the country, he said during the call. That, as we speak today, because people are going back to the hospitals and elective surgery and getting ordinary care, hospitalization rates may be going up. But according to our most current information, hospitalizations for coronavirus are going down across the country. Again, this meme that the testing is what makes people die from coronavirus. If we didn't test, it's not like people wouldn't die from coronavirus. This whole idea that the testing is what's causing the cases, I guess if you literally interpret the word case as a medically, documented, situation regarding a human being and the virus, if that's the definition of a case, then yes, testing increases the cases, and that's a direct correlation. However, if your definition of case is like the rest of the fucking world, and when you think a case is someone with coronavirus, that has nothing to do with testing. Testing has literally nothing to do whether or not someone has coronavirus. Testing only tells us if they have coronavirus. So it's Like, this shit is so fucking stupid. Like, there are people out there with a straight face that are telling me, like, these Trump fans, they're like, oh, you know, COVID's going down with all these protests and no one's getting COVID. It's going up, dude. Like, if you live in New York, yes, coronavirus is less of a fear right now than it was 2 months ago. If you live literally in any other fucking state, coronavirus is scarier now than it was 2 months ago. And that's a fact. That is a fucking fact. Like, seriously, how are these people this fucking brain dead? And then also, how are they the most powerful people in the fucking world? Like, like, I don't understand this shit, dude. I literally, like, my brain is not capable of comprehending the sheer level of pure, distilled, unmitigated cringe that is coming from the Trump administration. Like, I can't be ready for this. I've spent my life fucking memeing on fucking line, and I can't even process this level of fucking depravity. It is so absolutely absurd. And, like, you know, these Republican governors are like, God damn, you right, Pence, you right. Who got it going? You got the good person, guy. Who? Yeah! Like, you know that these Republican governors are thinking to themselves, like, like, whereas the Democratic governors, I mean, a lot of them are fucking stupid. Look at Andrew Cuomo, probably the worst governor in this fucking... That's not true, but he's pretty fucking bad. He's terrible. Andrew Cuomo and Bill de Blasio, the tag team of cringe over the course of, like, since fucking February, has been an absolute disaster. So, like, I have no faith in any of these fucking parties. I would not be surprised if governors were like, sure thing, Pence. Sure thing. You got it, Pence. Like, because, like, they're weak. They're spineless. We are living in a hell world, y'all. This is a fucking disaster. Anyway, go watch one of these videos if you want to see something epic. Go watch the Transvestigation video. Jesus Christ. That as well was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Right after this fucking Mike Pence bullshit.